So the new Ghost Recon has just been confirmed to be going first person, and the only question I have is why? Ghost Recon has solidified itself as a third-person tactical shooter, and for some reason Ubisoft is choosing to walk away from that. I guess to be more like Call of Duty. So in this video, I'm going to explain not only how going first person will kill this game faster than Breakpoint, but also talk about some of the other glaring issues with the Ghost Recon IP. But before we get into it, let's get the YouTube nonsense out the way. Hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel out more than you may realize. I'm currently on the grind for 2,000 before the end of the year, so if you want to help out, all support is appreciated. And with that being said, let's talk Ghost Recon. Now before you run to the comments to say Ghost Recon started as a first-person shooter, I want to let you know that I'm aware of this. But the only problem is that people who remember first-person Ghost Recon don't make up the majority of Ghost Recon players. Most people who play Ghost Recon nowadays are players who loved either Ghost Recon Wildlands or Future Soldier, and we expect that format continuing forward. Yes, I'm also aware that the first person mod has had the PC Ghost Recon players in a chokehold, but I can assure you, when most people think of a Ghost Recon experience, they're seeing a third person, not a first person gameplay. And Ubisoft moving in this first person direction shows that Ubisoft isn't aware of what makes Ghost Recon, and it's just disappointing because these are the same problems that led Breakpoint down the path that it went to, and you know, the game feeling disconnected and not being a Ghost Recon game, and then needing a bunch of updates post-launch to actually bring it more in line with what a Ghost Recon game is. It's pretty crazy to me. But I don't know what's going on with Ubisoft. But let's do a thought exercise here. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys remember what happened the last time Ghost Recon went first person? If not, allow me to remind you. Do you guys remember Ghost Recon Frontlines? If you guys don't, Ghost Recon Frontlines was a it was a first person battle royale hodgepodge game that no one liked for two reasons. The first reason, no one liked a first-person Ghost Recon game idea. Like I said earlier in the commentary, when people think of Ghost Recon, they think of a third-person experience. So when Frontlines dropped, and it was first-person, the community pushed back hard. Like, we do not want a first-person Ghost Recon game. And you would think Ubisoft would have learned from this, but I don't know what's going on with them. Now, the second problem the community had with this game was they don't want a battle royale. And we'll touch more on battle royale and PvP later in the commentary. But for now, let's just understand that the community has already shown that they don't want a first-person game, yet you guys go around and push out this first-person Ghost Recon game in the next series, which everyone is anticipating, and the very first news we get is disappointment. It's pretty crazy. I think Ubisoft is trying to kill off their franchises, but correct me if I'm wrong. Now, let's get into the PvP of Ghost Recon, which in my opinion has the potential to rival most modern multiplayer experiences. But again, Ubisoft refuses to lock in and do the things that make Ghost Recon, Ghost Recon. I remember playing Ghost War back in Ghost Recon Wildlands, and that being one of the most fun things to play. It felt like a true Ghost Recon PvP experience. It blends the tactical, slower pace of a Ghost Recon game with the chaos that comes with the multiplayer experience. But fast forward to Ghost Recon Breakpoint, while Ghost War still exists, it's nowhere near as good as it was in Wildlands. And that just shows me that Ubisoft doesn't care about PvP in this game, probably because they can't feed us microtransactions. But moving forward, especially in this next game, I really hope they understand the importance of PvP, because yeah, running around a sandbox is fun, role-playing as a tier 1 operator, that's all cool and all, but eventually that will get boring. And I think a lot of players don't realize they yearn for a PvP experience. You know, a way to take your in-game operator and role play against other operators. I really hope they focus on PvP and a couple more experiences they had. Like, I remember back in Wildlands, they had like a wave-based survival mode, which was pretty fun, and just a different take, not a take, but like a different mode to play Ghost Recon in, and not just run around a sandbox doing the same missions, attacking the same base, and just that kind of stuff. But I really hope they understand the importance of PvP moving forward, and I just really hope Ubisoft locks in, because Ghost Recon, like I said, it has the potential to rival like Call of Duty in my opinion. You know, it's really the only console tactical shooter. I don't know why they won't lean into that. There's just so much going on in this game, and they refuse to lock in and do the things that make them them. I think they're just taking a look at the gaming space around us with games like Call of Duty, Ready or Not, and all these other games. They're just trying to emulate that, and hopefully they make a buck, but I really don't think that's the way forward. I really hope they get back to what makes them them outside of the first person thing, because like I said earlier, I do understand Ghost Recon started as a first person shooter, but at this point I think it's solidified itself as a tactical third person console shooter, and they really need to lean into that. You know, they really need to lean into that. Maybe work on an extraction mode or something like that, but you know, experiment while still giving us the format we're used to. And that's just really what I'm hoping happens moving forward. And just let me know how you guys feel about this, because I didn't make this video to bash Ubisoft. I really made this video because I love Ghost Recon and I want to see this game do good. So let me know if you guys are excited for the changes, you know, the change to not to third person, but to first person, and all the other things that can potentially go wrong or can go well with this game. Let me know how you guys are feeling down in the comments. This has been Illusion. I will catch you guys in the next video.